Hey guys, how's it going? It's Python. We're back for some more winhero today, and the new SUO has been confirmed. His skills have been confirmed. He's coming tomorrow. Well, you know, later today at midnight JP time, right? So he's been confirmed, and as I predicted in the last video, he is a red attacker, which makes him the exact same as the standard SUO. So they're both for the first time we have a character that's both the same rarity, color, and attribute. The same role, you know, attacker as the standard unit. Right. So we're gonna get into the skills. They posted this on their Twitter page, their X page, whatever. So we're just gonna look through all of them. We're gonna go through all of the skills. Little by little. This is a video. I'm just gonna skip through until we get to the skills. Of course, he's part of the Ravens, right? So the scene card, his scene card is also here. We're gonna look at that as well. So yeah, but the Raven scene card, if you have that, it works on him as well. But anyways, let's start off with his ultimate, right? Which inflicts knockdown on an enemy for 8 seconds. And deals 1300% damage, and then if an enemy is defeated by the attack, it inflicts fear on all enemies by 10 seconds, for 10 seconds, sorry. Very cool, that's awesome. The second part of that is amazing. I think the ult does 100% less than the standard SSO, I believe, but obviously inflicts knockdown for 8 seconds. Actually, can I actually go and look at the standard red SUO and see how much his knockdown lasts? Because obviously he has a lot of status abnormalities that he inflicts on the opponent, and this is how he works essentially, right? So essentially, yeah, SUO does it for 8 seconds as well, the standard red SUO, but he does 100 less damage. He does 1200, and he also doesn't have the second part, which is kind of cool. I think obviously it works if in an it doesn't work on single target stages, but he has other skills that work well on single target stages. Yeah, really good ult. Nothing crazy, right? The blue Sakura does a lot more damage, the Ravens one. Let's move on to his second skill. The second part of it is really cool, right? For 10 seconds, fear for 10 seconds is massive. Let's take a look at his second skill. Well, his first skill, sorry, skill 1, is just a standard attack. It deals 300% damage to an enemy, and then an additional 200% damage if the target has a status abnormality. So, there we go. There's where the status stuff comes from. I don't actually know. Apart from red SUO, which you can use, of course, together. You can use them both. You can use them both together, right? Because the red SUO does status abnormality with his ult, and with his skill 1 as well. So he actually really goes really well with his other with the other SUO. They go really well together, which is really cool for red, right? It's awesome. So yeah, you can get an extra 200%, which is quite a lot. Let's move on to skill 2. Skill 2 is a taunt. So let's put it at level 1 so we can see the effect at level 1. It increases attack power by 30% for 30 seconds, and it grants provoke to an enemy for 15 seconds, which is really good. The buff is really nice. 30% for 30 seconds is awesome. It's essentially the same as the standard red SUO's second skill, but it also does the second part, which gives provoke, which provokes an enemy, which obviously means that they can outbuff themselves. which is really nice for 15 seconds. Usually a tank skill, right? But he's an attacker. So yeah, that's really nice to have. That's really nice to have. Let's move on to his last one. Last skill is skill 2. Well, it's not his last one to use. We still have his passive to go to. Oh no, sorry, that was his skill 2. Sorry, let's move on to the passive then. That's what I meant. Okay, let's move on to the passive. The passive is a debuff, which is okay. Let's go through it first. At the start of the wave, reduce damage dealt to one enemy by 20% permanently, and increases damage taken by 20% permanently. Right. So this is phenomenal in single target. Against single target bosses, this skill is amazing, right? But obviously, if you're going up against multiple opponents, it's not as good, right? Because the damage taken increase only applies to one person, only to one enemy, right? And the damage reduction as well. So this is phenomenal against single bosses. But obviously, if you weaken the one person, then you defeat them. That's when the ult comes in handy, right? Because then you can inflict fear on the other opponents for 10 seconds. So it works well together, but yeah, this is a lot better for single target, because the standard SUO just has a 20% increase, I believe. No, sorry, a 25% damage increase. So I think that the standard SUO's passive is a lot better than his, but obviously for single targets it's not. Okay, and let's move on to the scene card. So yeah, overall he works really well with he works really well with himself. He works really well with the standard SUO, right? Because they do so much, so many status effects. Okay, so the scene card is also a very interesting one, very weird one, right? A one that's very, it continues with the gimmick of status abnormalities, because each time an enemy is inflicted with a status abnormality, it reactivates for 10 seconds, it increases damage by 15% for 30 seconds. At level 5 is 15. Obviously at level 1 it is, let's go back and see it. It should be 10. Yeah, it's 10. Then it goes up to 15 at level 5. Okay, so this is an interesting one, right? Because it says that it activates for 10 seconds, and then it lasts, the 15% damage increase lasts for 30 seconds. So that's interesting, right? Because does it stack? Can you stack it, right? So if you inflict everybody with a status abnormality, then you increase your damage, right? And then the 10-second cooldown goes, you still have 20 seconds left of the damage increase, and then you inflict another status effect on the opponent. Does it stack up? Does it go up to 30%? That's what I'm interested in knowing, because I'm not too sure about that. I don't see why it wouldn't, but yeah, I'm not too sure about that. Yeah, of course, as I said before, the scene card, the other scene card is the Ravens one, which works on the blue Sakura as well. Of course, we're gonna get everybody that's in the picture there. As you can see, we only have 2 so far. We're gonna get the other 4, all the first years of Furin. But yeah, that's it for Red SUO. I think he is really, really good. I don't think he's as good as Blue Sakura, in my opinion. I think action speed is awesome, right? But again, the status abnormality, like, we don't know how good that is. Like, I really like status abnormality. I think it's something that can be really overlooked, but it's very important, especially for single target boss stages. So for that, I think he's the best probably in the game when it comes to single target bosses. But anyways, we're gonna wrap it there, and we're gonna be back probably when he drops. Hopefully, if I can pull him, and then we're gonna talk about him more. We're gonna place him on the tier list and everything. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.